To the United stand. I mean, I thought these days were over. I feel like I've been hit by a sledgehammer. I'm absolutely gutted. I thought these days were over of these embarrassing results that we've seen time and time again at Manchester United over the last few years. I mean, I just saw somebody on social media saying that this result is totally on the manager. Not on the manager, on the players. It's totally on the players apparently, because they've not worked. You can't blame the coaches. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god, that is the most, how up Ollie's arse do you have to be? I'm not Ollie out. I don't think you go Ollie out off that result. But bloody hell, as somebody who wants him to do well, if you don't call that out, we're never going to get where we need to be. That is awful, and it's totally on the coaches tonight. That was clueless. I tell you what, Ollie, Carrick, McKenna tonight, they couldn't empty a jug of water if you told them the instructions were on the bottom. Absolutely terrible. And look, Fred was fucking useless today, but if he'd kept him on, we probably wouldn't have lost. That's how stupid and weird it was. The substitutions were mad. Absolutely mad. Link in the video description. Mark your player ratings. We're going to do that in a few minutes' time. Every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star next to your man of the match. But don't, tonight on the United stand, we've just proven that you don't win a title off a transfer window. You can have the best player in the world and still lose to a load of shit. And in footballing terms, I'm not putting respect on young boys. In European football standards, that's a disgrace to lose that game. And we lost it because we were a cowardly team. And I feel like I've been hitting the nuts with a sledgehammer, because everything we said after the Europa League game, where we lost the final, about good substitutions, strong management, plan Bs, high tempo, creating chances. That's one of the worst performances we've put in across all those things. Lindelof starts and we play a deep line and there's no cohesion. Fred plays again. He takes Donny off. I mean, that has to be up there with the headlines of issues from the game today. How do you take off a player who's playing your best midfield position and keep on a player who's been a bag of shit for 4 games? How do you do that? How do you keep Fred on when he's fucking useless, and take Donny off when Donny was tackling better, more physical and passing better? Now you've got people who go, oh, it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do to go from a back 4 to a back 5 and park the bus against a bag of shit and lose the game 2-1. It was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do because Donny's a number 10. And Fred's not a 6. Fred's not a 6. Donny played that role better than Fred, and he kept Fred on. All that was tonight, all that 45 minutes for Donny was keeping the fans happy, keeping the media happy. That was the most sympathetic 45 minutes I've ever seen. He's got no intention of using that player at all. How he's not let him go to Everton, I'll never understand. That was a bloody disgrace, and the world saw it. I don't know what's going on in that football club with Donny van der Beek, but he shouldn't be here. And if he wasn't here, we wouldn't have to keep moaning about it. He's actually probably man of the match. His performance in the first half, it wasn't scintillating, it wasn't amazing, but apart from Bruno's worldy pass, who else was man of the match? I thought Donny van der Beek actually had a good half. He was one of the few people that did. The second half, everyone was shit. He subbed off one of his best players to keep on a total turd in Fred, a total bag of shite in Fred, who's been shit for 3 games. He's kept him on and took Donny off. Now you're going to tell me that Donny's got a future at this football club. That was a sympathy for 45 minutes. He picked him today to get the media off and the fans off his back. Oh, if I pick him today, I haven't got to play him for another month. That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And to go to a back 5, all he needed to do was take useless Lindelof off. That was like playing with 9 men. Lindelof is shit. I'm sorry. At the highest level, he's crap. I don't know how he captains Sweden. I don't know how they get him to play well. He's fucking useless. And, you've got... People say, oh, you're being a bit harsh, Mark. You're being a bit harsh. We're Manchester United. We spend hours and hours of our time following this football club. And when they put a performance in like that, are they not entertainers? Are you not entertained by that? Because I'm not. I'm not entertained by that. And if you can't call it out, what's the bloody point? If you can't be passionately going, "Soo!" when Ronaldo scores or you win a bloody title, you've got to call it out. You have to call it out. Otherwise, what's the point? If you think Fred's good enough for Man United at the moment, he ain't good enough for Macclesfield Town. He's useless. Lindelof should not be playing. Varane doesn't need a rest. Varane is our best centre-back. He doesn't need a rest. Varane should have come on for Lindelof at half-time and we should have kept the shape the same. What was he doing with his substitutions, by the way? You need to win the game against the crap team to stop yourself from having an embarrassing draw. You take the 2 players off that scored the goal for you. You take the player off who is world-renowned. He's literally done it 2 weeks ago. They've kept him quiet till the 90th minute and he scored 2 goals in stoppage time. Oh, we'll take him off, Kadaki. Shall we take Ronaldo off and put Lingy on? You know, it's just... I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Is it just me? Am I the one who's absolutely confused and everyone else can see what's actually happening? Because I don't get it. I don't get what he's doing. I'm lost. I'm absolutely lost. And he's chatting away to McKenna and he's chatting away to Carrick. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the lottery numbers? Are you talking about the COVID numbers? What is it you're talking about? Because there's no logic. You know, Matic coming on with Lingard to take Ronaldo and Bruno off. It doesn't even make sense. Who's the forward then? Who's going on the left? Like this, it just doesn't make any sense at all. And then he takes Fred off for Martial. When with 3 minutes to go, when you may as well just park the bus like you have done for 45 minutes and get the draw. Like I don't get what he was trying to do today. And I tell you what, I'll just drop it in here and then move on. Have we seen tonight he's going to start playing a back 5? Because he bloody loves Lindelof. I don't know what is the obsession with Fred and Lindelof, but it was like playing with 9 men. But I am absolutely baffled by it. And look, let's go back to the start. The Bruno to Ronaldo ball was world class, but it's a moment of individualism. And look, the Wan-Bissaka red card, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care whether it was a red card or it wasn't a red card. It cannot be the excuse. Because if he comes out and says, well, it's always difficult when you're down to 10 men, it's not. I'll say this again. Manchester City, 1-0 up, down to 10 men against that young boys team. They go on and win it 3 or 4-0 because they don't park the bus. Neither do Liverpool. They go and beat them with 10 men. And I'll tell you what, I could give you countless examples over the last decade where a team goes down to 10 men and they still annihilate the opposition. Just because you're down to 10 men doesn't mean you need to park the bus. I tell you what, this is the most clippable bit of the whole match reaction for you. When you go down to 10 men, you don't have to park the bus. Teams that park the bus when they're down to 10 men are teams like Stoke, West Brom, underdogs, cowards. You park the bus and you try and don't get battered. Why are Manchester United down to 10 men with the quality we've got, parking the bus and going to a back 5 against young boys? That shows you the level of coaching we have at United at this moment in time. They're either severely not good enough or they're severely lacking confidence, because you don't go down to 10 men against a team like that with the players we've got and park the bus for 45 minutes. You don't. You just don't do that. And that terrifies me, because this season I really hoped that the players we'd brought in were going to play a higher line, a higher tempo and create more chances. What did we do today? We started the game with a lower line. We were hitting long balls. We've got Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno, Sancho, Ronaldo on the team. And you think we're going to play high tempo, quick pass and move football. What did we do for 45 minutes? With those 5 ballers on the pitch, what did we do? Fred kept passing it to Lindelof or Maguire, who kept hitting a long ball. That's off the coaching ground. That's not on Fred. That's not on Lindelof. That's not on Maguire. That's from the coaching ground. Consistently hitting long balls. And what happens when you hit a long ball? You're bypassing Pogba, Bruno, Van der Beek, Sancho to try and get a wonder ball into Ronaldo's feet. And we did it time and time again. And people want to tell me that's not about coaching tonight. The coaching in the first half was embarrassing in relation to how we approached a team like that, who won't ever be playing teams like Premier League quality teams, and we play long ball. We made it easy for them in the first half. You know, we had one good chance really, and we took it. Not enough creation, not enough tempo, not enough ambition. And then in the second half, we go and park the bus against this team because we're down to 10 men and play a back five. I mean, one word, cowardly. It was a cowardly performance. How many times have we said coaching isn't good enough, says Joshu. Why is Fred wearing our shirt? I've had a better and I can't read that Scottish. Bring in Zidane or Conte, says Abdi. Them substitutions were a disgrace. Donny taken off. Why? I'd love to know his thoughts behind it. Disgraceful set of substitutions and it cost us the game, says Cowboy. Greg says, could the fix be in? How is it possible that we concede and then double down on parking the bus, inviting them on, says Greg. Ollie got it all wrong tonight. Fred is a problem. I fear Ollie's obsession with Fred, especially over Donny, maybe his downfall. But what's going to happen next, Jay, is he'll take Fred out of the team and he'll put McTominay in. And I don't think McTominay's going to be a massive upgrade on Fred. I just think these obsessions are weird. This Ollie has made it very difficult to back him. 10 men or not, we have superior players, but poor management made us lose the match. If we go out in the group stage, will you still back him, says John P. I think, look, I don't want to talk about the group stage or anything like that. I mean, that is that is up there. That is up there with losing to Sheffield United at home last season. It's just I thought this was over. I thought we'd moved past all this. I mean, like, the hype of Ronaldo has been popped in no time. We've popped it in no time. Oh, got Ronaldo, we're going to win the league. Pop goes that straight away. I mean, it's just, when are we going to learn from this? But I don't, the trouble with Manchester United is, and I've said it time and time again, there's nobody in that football club that will think like you think now. They'll just go, oh, what went wrong there then? But look at how many shirts we're selling for Ronaldo. We're rich. You know, there's no accountability in that football club. He's not going to get the sack. He's not going to get the sack. If he finishes in the top four, he won't get the sack. There's no ambition in that football club because they don't really understand football. So if it doesn't come from Ollie, it's not coming from above. Our only hope, and this is why I'm so sad tonight, our only hope was that Ollie thought over the summer, that's shit what I've been doing last year, I've got to change it. And what does he do? He does the same thing again. There's not any evolution in the coaching. We're still playing a deep line. We're still playing slow tempo football. We're still hitting meaningless long balls. We're still relying on moments of individuality. We're still parking the bus when we're 1-0 up. Like, there's no progression, and that's what hurts me tonight, is I want to see the progression. We've got the players. We've got the players. You're right. If Zidane or Conte was in charge, you'd see a different Manchester United. But we're playing like Stoke. We're playing like West Brom under Sam Allardyce. We're playing this weird football that I don't even understand why Ollie does it. His background isn't this. He didn't play like this at Mulder. He wasn't educated in this at Manchester United. Neither was Michael Carrick. Why are we playing like this? What's going on in their head? What are your substitutions all about? What are you thinking? What are you actually doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you playing this cowardly level of football? This is Manchester United. What was the idea? Why are you in there at half-time 1-0 up against a team like that and down to 10 men and going, we've got to play a back five, we've got to park the bus, get off, Donny, you're the best player on the pitch, I never wanted you anyway. Oh, I've let that slip. You know, what are we doing? Why are we doing that? I'm baffled. I'm baffled. A bunch of wheelchair footballers could have done better than that, says Connor. Sancho off, Ronaldo off, Donny off for Dalot, Lingard, Matic and Varane. Oh, mate. JJ45, I don't even know. Brad Lewis, Ollie managed to bring down Ronaldo and Varane. He is some kind of special. He's the worst manager in the Premier League, says Brad Lewis. Would like to ask how you're not Ollie out if you don't think coaching improving. Do you see it improving after 2 to 3 years, says Tanvir. Ollie out, Zidane in. Ollie's stubbornness and favouritism will ruin Ronaldo hype and eventually Man United season, says Muzzy. And I don't get why you point out all Ollie's mistakes but you want Ollie out. You know what I don't get, Cozzy? I don't get why you're so obsessed about what I think. I can only explain it to you a million times and you'll still ask the same question. When I want to be Ollie out, I'll tell you. I was early on Van Gaal. I was about the same with Mourinho. I'm not Ollie out. And what does it matter to you? What does it matter to you? I'll tell you why I'm not Ollie out, and I keep bloody telling you this. He will not get the sack. If I say Ollie out, it doesn't do anything. He's not getting the sack. You all going Ollie out, you need to understand your football club. He's not going to get sacked. So why are you all just going, Ollie out, Ollie out, Ollie out? You're as bad as the Arsenal lot. He's not getting the fucking sack. So I'm not going to be Ollie out. Because I'm not wasting my energy shouting and getting high blood pressure and everything else like I am now about an Ollie out decision that I know not's going to happen. We've got to improve in this situation because he's going to be here for a very long time. I'm going to give you a harsh lesson here. It's not one I want to give you. He will not get the sack with the Glazers. They love him. They're over the moon with how much money he's making them. They're happy with top 4. That's our football club. If you want to change, you needed to get them out, and you gave up. You gave up on that. Our owners only want top 4. They pretend they want other things, but they only want top 4. And it's evidenced. It's proven. If you don't get top 4 and you win an FA Cup, you get the sack like Van Gaal. If you get top 4, you're fine. Mourinho got the sack because we weren't going to get top 4. They will not sack Ollie unless he's not going to get top 4. And he's never not getting top 4 with that team. We've got 10 points out of 12 and we've not played that well. We will easily get top 4 and he will be manager next year. Our only hope is to call out the shit coaching and demand better. That's our only hope as a fan base. Ollie out is just a waste of time. It's a wasted energy. It's not constructive and it's not going to happen. What needs to happen is it needs to be called out that Ollie, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? And you need to change. It's got to change because that is not acceptable tonight. It's not acceptable. It's totally on the coach and he must do better. It's cowardly coaching. It's cowardly decisions. And the treatment of Donny van der Beek, the world saw it tonight, was absolutely disgraceful. A manager has the right to do whatever substitutions they do, and we have to accept that. But to take off your best midfielder and keep a bag of shit on like Fred was appalling. And the only reason he's done it is because he doesn't like Donny anyway. That was a sympathetic selection tonight, and he outed himself. Because Donny was the better midfielder and he took him off and kept Fred on because he trusts Fred more than Donny, because he likes Fred more than Donny, even though Fred has been shit all season and Donny played well in that 45 minutes, he still took him off. He should have let the lad go to Everton. It's a bloody disgrace that he didn't and I'm not happy about it. But what are we going to do? We're not the manager of Manchester United and he can come up with as many excuses as he likes. We've all got eyes. Donny's stats and our eyes show you that he was way better than Fred in that half. We didn't need to go to a back 5. He could have just kept Donny on with Fred and took Lindelof off for Varane and kept it how it was. He didn't need to take a midfielder off. And actually, going to a back 5 cost us the game because going to a back 5, I saw somebody say at half time, going to a back 5 is a good idea. Protect what we've got. All we did by going with a back 5 was invite pressure and they won the game because of it. I'm not going to go in on Lingard. I mean, people are saying, why aren't you going on Lingard? Look, Lingard should have gone for his own career. He should have gone to West Ham for his own career. United should have sold him in the summer. That's not because of the mistake he made today. He shouldn't be at the club. He should be playing first team football for West Ham as a number 10. He shouldn't be coming on for United on the left wing. He shouldn't be coming on for United and playing in the midfielder. That's not even first team minutes that benefit Jesse. Of course, the back pass he's lost us the game. Of course, he's lost us the game. I'm not going to deny that. But ultimately, that was just that. You know why that goal happened? Because Lingard was playing in Fred's position, and he didn't know where to pass it. It was. You could see when Lingard gets it, he's got time on the ball. He doesn't know where to pass it. He's out of position. Everybody else is out of position. And he thinks, I'm going to pass it back to De Gea so he can just boot it. Because if I turn and boot it, it looks stupid. And that's what he's done. We've all been in that position. He's got the ball. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where anybody else is. And he's gone, I'm going to pass it back to the goalkeeper. And he's underweighted his pass and he's cost us the game. But it's not on Jesse. That's on Ollie. That's on the ridiculous substitutions, which I will never, ever understand. Never understand. And, one thing I have said about the coaching is that they've got more, they should be sponsored by Manscaped because they've shown balls. I've seen more balls on a Barbie doll tonight. It wasn't brave. It was just bloody stupid tonight. There was no bravery is having a plan. That wasn't brave. It was desperate. It was cowardly. It was defensive. It wasn't Manchester United. We're going to do the player ratings now. Link in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. You can still catch up. 6 being the average. But in essence, what happened tonight was it was baffling. It was pure baffling. And I'll never understand how we're 1-0 up and we park the bus for 45 minutes against a team like that. They've got nothing to lose. They're expecting to lose that game. This is basic level coaching, right? If I'm playing my team, I'm managing my team, right? We're 1-0 up. We lose a man, we go down to 10 men and it's half time. But my team are way better than the team that I'm playing. The last thing I'm going to do, and I'll explain why. The last thing I'm going to do when I'm down to 10 men and 1-0 up is park the bus against a team that's got nothing to lose. Like, they're at home, they're expected to finish bottom of that group. They're suddenly playing against a team that's down to 10 men and that team's parking the bus. If I'm the coach and I'm the players, I'm like, look, we're expected to lose this anyway. Let's bloody go for it. Wave after wave after wave. It was the worst idea in the world against a team that's got nothing to lose to go and park the bus. What we needed to do was keep a back four. We should have gone 4-4-1. We should have took Lindelof for Varane because Lindelof's shit. Put Varane on. That solidifies your back four. We should have gone back four. Lindelof off, Varane on. We should have kept Van der Beek and Fred together. Pogba to the left, Bruno to the right. Took them in. Ronaldo up front. That's what we should have done. That was the shape. Because then what you can do is you can pass it around. You can be a bit progressive. And you can go on the front foot a bit whilst also being solid at the back. What do we do? Now, Donny, come off. You're the best midfielder. Keep Fred on. He's shit. Let's go down to 9 men. Let's make it even worse. Let's play a back five and invite them on. It was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Tony says he has shown a glimpse of hope over the years, but all fall short. I'm Ollie out. Mark, I respect that you're not Ollie out, but I genuinely wonder, with fans in the ground, can't we put pressure on Glazers and push Ollie out? Abhishek, mate, if you want me to be Ollie out, you've got no chance of the fans being Ollie out. You know, I can tell you for a fact. I mean, I'm not Ollie out, but I'll tell you now, the fans in the ground, the Red Army, the people that follow it, no way. No way are they anywhere near Ollie out. So you've got no chance of that. Had a stressed out day because he had lots to do. Now, as a Swiss, everybody in Switzerland is laughing at me. I'm not Ollie out, but I'm mad angry at the moment, says DK. Let's do the player ratings then. This is going to be very interesting because if you can find a man of the match, for me, it's one of two. And one of them came off at half time. Yeah, let's do the player ratings. Over 10,000 have. You can do it through the link in the video description, as always. I mean, De Gea's an interesting one. He tipped one over the bar. He tipped up one over the bar. 1 minute. He tipped one over the bar. He made a good save in the first half. I don't think David could have done anything on any of the goals. I'm tempted to sort of give him a 6.5, but I'll give him 6. So 6.3, I agree with that. I don't think De Gea didn't do anything wrong. Again, his distribution, his handling. He can't do anything on any of the goals. It's a one-on-one. He can't do anything about that. So, yeah, I'd go with that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I mean, look, he's had a red card. You've got to give him a 4. You know, I don't agree with the red card, but if you get a red card, you're going to get marked down, I'm afraid. Lindelof, 4 for me. I don't get it. Again, I've got nothing to say when it comes to Lindelof because ultimately, I know he's Sweden's captain and I know he's not a bad player, but every time he plays for United now, I'm just like, he's just a liability. He's a liability. I don't think he played well. Harry tonight, I mean, it wasn't I've got to give him a 5, I suppose. Harry, you know, the best thing I can say about Harry is I don't think he made any big mistakes, but I didn't notice him. He's the captain of the club and I've noticed him for 6 months. I didn't notice him tonight. He didn't have a good game. So I'd give him a 5. I mean, the only thing I think about the first goal is that it's come across him on the front post, and that was happening a bit 18 months ago. You know, he'd solved that ability of blocking out the front post. I'd have to see that again. I don't think he's massively at fault for anything, but he had a quiet game, Harry. Luke Shaw, I thought he was all right, but again, I'd probably give him a 5. We've lost the game 2-1. You can't start giving people average performances. That's a below average performance from United in general. 2 for me from Fred. I mean, some people can say it's harsh, but I just think he's absolutely shit at the moment. I know there's a good player in there, but he's not playing well. He shouldn't be playing. And staying on for Donny was a disgrace. For me, I'm going to give Donny a 7. I thought in the first half he played well. I don't think it was average. I thought, an average performance. What is an average performance for Donny van der Beek? He never bloody plays. I can't tell you what an average performance is. Can he play better than that? Yes. Did he play badly in the first half? No. Should he have come off? Never in a million years. And in many ways, some people might say, well, losing the game just is justification for him, because I don't think we lose the game if he's on the pitch. But if he'd stayed on the pitch, we wouldn't have gone to a back five. And I don't think we would have lost. We would have played more attacking. But there we go. Bruno, I actually thought Bruno played really well in the first half. I'm going to give him a 7. And the pass was brilliant. I thought Bruno was playing really well when he got in the ball. Just didn't get him the ball enough. Sancho, you've got to give him a 4. Well, give him a 5. Let's be generous. It's not his fault he got taken off. I mean, you know, he's just the fall guy for the red card, isn't he? Pogba, 5. I mean, I hardly noticed Pogba today. Didn't get him enough the ball on the left-hand side. Didn't get him enough of the ball on the left-hand side. And then when he put him in the midfield, he just doesn't suit that position. I mean, you know, can we just say something here? Paul Pogba's getting loads of assists in this team. But every time he plays with Fred, he's invisible. Against Wolves, he had a bad game. He was invisible. And again, in the second half, he's invisible. He just doesn't work with Fred. Fred and Pogba just doesn't work. He doesn't look happy. He wasn't making any tackles. I mean, Pogba in the second half wasn't the only one who was invisible, but he was invisible. Like, and, you know, people who want to blame it on the players, how is it on the players? It's on the coaching to get the best out of the players. So I give Pogba a 5. I don't put the blame on the players today. Ronaldo, for me, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd probably give him a 6. Some people want to give him a 6.9. The goal was good. No service. I mean, if this had been Martial, you'd given him a 6. But because it's Ronaldo, I think people are giving him a high score. I hope it was an eye-opener to Ronaldo. Unfortunately, I think Ronaldo will see that as a one-off because he probably hasn't watched United in detail like we have for the last year. He's going to realise quite quickly that's not a one-off. That's how we play a lot. But I mean, the reality is, I said at the start of the game, it's young boys. I want to see us have 10 shots on target. I don't think we had 3. Not creating enough chances again. And, you know, he's done well to get 3 goals in 2 games because he ain't getting much service, is he? Delot, very, very quiet. Probably give him a 5. Varane, I mean, to be honest, on the goal, you know, he's been beaten to the ball. But he made us look a lot better at the back, but you're just inviting the pressure. So I'd probably give him a 5 as well. Lingard, I mean, a generous 4, I suppose. He's made a big mistake and he was invisible, but I think that's on the coach, really. I don't think I don't understand what that substitution was all about. Matic looked very rusty when he came on as well. I mean, look, let's remind ourselves. It goes to, was it 1-1 at the point? 1-1. It was, and he takes Bruno and Ronaldo off at 1-1 to bring Matic and Lingard on. It doesn't make any sense on any level. Like, you've got to have an attacking threat. Lingard's not a striker. He's not a midfielder. Matic is a centre defensive midfielder. You still had Fred and Pogba on the pitch at the same time. It's 1-1. It's an embarrassing result. You take your 2 best ways of scoring off to bring Matic and Lingard on. It's odd. You know, if you think Ronaldo's tired, bring Greenwood on. But yeah, it's just really weird substitutions, which we'll never understand. Anthony Martial, he was barely on the pitch. 5 for me. Which leaves us with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And, I mean, we should have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's points coming in here. Let's have a look. I'm going to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his thing now. No, he's not said anything to the press yet, Solskjaer. Probably not going to quite catch it. Let's have a look. See if we can get what he's been saying. Well, anyway, I can't see anything from Ollie at the moment. I'm sure we'll get his comments in a moment. But with the counter-attacks, we could have maybe done a little bit more, says Harry Maguire. Why are we counter-attacking against a team like that? Well, do you know what? 2 for me from Ollie, because there's too many mistakes. So that's why I'm going to give him a 2. There's too many mistakes. There's too many mistakes today. The Donny van der Beek substitution is appalling. The tactics from the start, just hitting long balls when we had 11 players, is appalling. Especially when you've got ballers like Sancho, Pogba, Bruno on the pitch. To hit long balls over them is appalling. The deep line, because Lindelof's playing, is appalling. The substitutions were appalling. The decision to go to a back five was appalling. The decision to park the bus from half time against a team like Young Boys was appalling. I mean, I'm sorry. I want Ollie to do well. I want him to learn. I want him to get better. But you can't polish a turd. That's shit tonight. That is really bad. I don't care whether Ollie's your neighbour or whatever. You go around his house for Christmas. You know, give some respect to yourself as a United fan. Sometimes it's really bad, and today it was really bad. And there's nothing wrong with saying it's really bad. Like, it was really bad in so many ways. Too many mistakes, too many unexcusable bad decisions. There's no excuse. And the fact that our captain, Harry Maguire, has said we could have counter-attacked better. Why are we counter-attacking? It's Young Boys. Man City would not counter-attack against a team like that. It's only 10 against 11. It's not 5 against 11. You can set up in a way to accommodate having 10 men. You know, the best way to do it is actually to play possession football instead of hitting long balls and sitting back. So no, not happy with that. Ollie gets a 2 from me. Man of the match. Well, I'm just going to give it to Bruno for the pass. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give it to Bruno for the pass. I think I know who will get man of the match, and it worries me a little bit. Ronaldo, 60%. I do worry that these player ratings are going to become a little bit baseless, you know. We're not this club. I really don't want us to become this football club. Ronaldo FC. We're Manchester United. I love Ronaldo, but he's not man of the match. Not for me. 60% for Ronaldo. I just hope he's not going to get man of the match every week because it's Ronaldo is what I'm trying to say. I felt that Bruno deserved it for the pass and the fact that he played well in the first half, but in the second half he was invisible like everybody else. But we're becoming Ronaldo FC, but we are becoming Ronaldo FC because if he doesn't score, what do we do today? But look, there's not many positives. It really doesn't matter. We can't argue about man of the match because it was absolutely shambolic, as we've seen. And but you know what? The thing for me is it's not anger. It's disappointment. That's what it is for me. It's disappointment today because we should be doing better, and we shouldn't be going back to this. Everything we spoke about in the summer and after the Europa League final has returned in a massive way. The slow tempo, the long balls, the crap substitutions, the just all over shit, really. The favouritism. I'll never understand. I'm so sad for Donny van der Beek as well. To play well and get substituted. Why didn't we let him go to it? Let the lad go. Let him go. It's just not fair, is it? Anyway, look, it's time for the fan forum. Apparently they're losing their shit over there. Let's get over there. It will push you over there. Get over to the fan forum. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the fan forum.